Many of us have a hard time being alone with ourselves and with our thoughts. A friend leaves to use the bathroom and we pull out our phones. We have a Saturday without plans and feel restless. Or we're single and feel really crappy about that. Me? Hanging out with myself? Nah. Solitude can make us feel anxious, uneasy, paranoid, or sad. So we try to avoid it as much as possible, binging on something that distracts us. But as much as we try to avoid being alone with ourselves, the reality is there's always going to be moments of solitude throughout our lives. So why not set an intention to come into a better relationship with ourselves and our own company? Because there are many benefits to intentionally choosing to hang out with yourself. We give our brains a break from always compromising and negotiating with others. We get to experiment with different interests and hobbies, and different ways to care for ourselves. We get to express our creativity and get to know ourselves better. So why do we struggle so much with alone time? Some of us don't really know ourselves, and so being alone feels like being with a stranger, which is anxiety-provoking. Some of us experience really self-critical thoughts, and so the thought of being with ourselves can seem like torture. For some of us, we just don't know what to do or how to entertain ourselves, or don't feel confident in our ability to navigate challenging emotions, which sometimes pop up in moments of solitude. And there's some of us who have experienced traumatic situations that make being alone extra painful or nerve-wracking. So you are not abnormal if you struggle with being alone with yourself. Being alone makes us feel vulnerable. But what if we approached solitude as an opportunity to practice being alone and being comfortable with it? What if we actually start enjoying our own company more? Couldn't that make life a little bit more manageable? To not see ourselves as a stranger or as repulsive, but to see ourselves as like a friend. And maybe that sounds weird, but if you'd like to feel less anxious or depressed when you're with yourself and experience the benefits of spending quality time with yourself, consider experimenting with some of the following starting points. Number 1, dedicate time each week to hang out with yourself. Not hours on your phone or binging some show or video game. Time with yourself and your inner spirit. It'll help to reframe how you think about solitude and start approaching it as going on a date with yourself. There are 2 main objectives to going on a date. You're trying to select an activity that is mutually stimulating or enjoyable, and you're also putting an effort to get to know each other. This is a great starting point for approaching alone time. How can I enjoy myself? How can I get to know myself better? Show yourself a good time. Do what reels you in. Number 2, experiment with different ways of expressing your creativity. We are all artists in some shape or another, even if we don't know it. We are a creative species. Creativity is built into our nature. One of the more powerful ways you can dissolve your anxiety related to your creative self is to remind yourself that there is no audience when you're being creative in solitude. It's not about impressing someone, getting a grade, or going viral. It's about tuning into your creativity, letting some things out, and, well, letting that inner creator create. Paint, draw, or color. Take photos or make videos of something that inspires you. Write a poem, a song, or a story. It can be for someone else or it can be for your eyes only, whichever. Create a new music playlist or dance in your bedroom. Knit, build, or bake. Redecorate your bedroom or prepare a new outfit. There are so many types of projects to play around with. Go explore. Number 3, experiment with different ways of getting to know yourself better. Getting to know yourself cultivates self-awareness and a better friendship with yourself. You can get to know yourself better by taking personality tests and reading the results. Or you can keep a journal. Or create a timeline of your life. Like in your giant life story, who are the major characters? What are the most influential events that have taken place? You can get to know yourself better by making lists. What are your 10 favorite films to watch when you want something comfortable and familiar? What are your 10 favorite music albums or female artists? What are your 10 favorite places to go to within a 25-mile radius? Make a list of things you want to do before you die. What are your strengths, skills, talents, and opportunities for growth? We've gone through 3 starting points for becoming more comfortable with yourself and alone time. If you found this somewhat useful or are curious about 3 other paths for building these skills, check out part 2.